Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Attack on Show. I'm Robbie.
And I'm Jay Marsh.
And we got criticized last time for not taking the proper precautions, so we wanted to make sure that we were safe today.
Absolutely.
And put on our masks. So
yes, because we're social distancing outside of here.
Sure.
We're doing what we're supposed to do.
Yes.
Just don't worry. We got this covered.
So should you.
Yes.
We got an exciting episode for you today. We're going to hit things off with a Movie Maniac Minute. There's a lot of good things going on.
Tons
so we need
going
to
on.
Get you
Yeah.
updated there quickly.
Yeah.
And then on Binge Worthy, we're going to take a look. I'm so excited for this.
I am too. This happens not enough, right?
Yes. The Clone Wars saved. We're going
Yes.
to take a look at Disney Plus's The Clone Wars final season. I know we covered the series before, but it's been 7 years. They came back for a final season.
And this is a favorite of mine and yours.
Yes. So
Absolutely.
I think it's worth reviewing.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go for Beacon Rewind, total special effects extravaganza with Michael Keaton's Multiplicity.
This is a surprisingly, I think you really need to watch this one. This is excellent.
I dug this one out of the VHS collection.
Yes.
I'm really excited. And then I Miss My MTV. This is one of my picks. It is HOKO, and the song is Okay, Okay.
Okay. All right.
Simple
Nice.
enough to
Okay.
remember. So stick around, you're going to want to watch, but make sure you click like and subscribe before we kick in this intro. As always, I'm Robbie.
And I'm Jay Marsh.
And this is
Attack on Show.
All right, we're back, and as promised, we're going to do a Movie Maniac Minute because there's so much stuff to get you guys caught up on. So we're going to kick it over to Studio B.
Yeah.
Yes, all right, welcome to Studio B, 6 feet away, so I'm okay to take this down. Anyway, we got a lot of exciting news for Movie Maniac Minute, so no time to waste. Let's go ahead and start that clock. Fresh off the news from Disney Plus, they've announced a sequel series to The Clone Wars, The Bad Batch. Based on a group of clones that were introduced in the final season of The Clone Wars, this series is going to track them through the transition after Order 66. And in other Star Wars news, it appears that our hopes and dreams may be coming true. Kathleen Kennedy may be on the way out. Rumor is when her contract is up, Disney will not be renewing, and she will be stepping down to start her own production company. Could we see 4 Batmans at the same time? Obviously, we've got the Robert Pattinson film lined up. Ben Affleck has shown interest in reprising his role with HBO Max. And then, of course, Jeffrey Dean Morgan possibly donning the cape and cowl in the Flashpoint. And then last, obviously, the most exciting news is Michael Keaton possibly reprising the role of Bruce Wayne. Could that be for a Batman Beyond film? All of this, we'll have to wait to find out more, but obviously, all hinges on the success of the Zack Snyder cut that will be premiering on HBO Max. That's all the time I have. Thank you for watching Movie Maniac Minute. We got plenty more to come on an exciting episode of Attack on Show. We're going to kick it back to Studio A for Binge Worthy.
Listen up now. This is serious.
I was just wondering,
No! So on this week's episode of Binge Worthy, we are going to do, quite honestly, probably what is Rob and I's favorite Star Wars genre of all, and that's Clone Wars.
Yes, Clone Wars, and I'm really excited to talk about this because obviously we all know the Clone Wars was canceled. Disney Plus picked up the rights, and to all of our Save the Clone Wars wishes, they brought it back for a 7th and final season.
And I think a lot of this is completely Disney, and you and I have kind of been mentioned before, this is Disney picking up and finally starting to listen. I think this was the first indication that Disney's actually listening to its fans, and this is how a lot of this began.
Yes, they teased it for a little while at a few of the conventions. Obviously, you know, there was the convention where Dave Filoni was wearing the Ahsoka Lives with a question mark, and then they showed a preview to like Rebels, and he came back with Ahsoka Lives that had an exclamation point.
Mark, yes.
A few people kind of caught it. So there was a little build up to this that people thought it might be coming back, but they never confirmed it until they released this amazing teaser trailer. And then it was still like a year and a half wait, which felt like forever.
And it was important to remember that this was kind of split in half this season, in the fact that a lot of it went to comics. A considerable amount of the story.
The Son of Dathomir, which was a Darth Maul story.
A lot of this stuff actually went to comics, but a lot of this we already saw coming. We saw some of this in some of the renderings for these pre-episodes, and we could go into this, but they kind of do a really rough animation where the mouths don't move and they do the voice work. But we saw a lot of that over the years.
It's unfortunately not a complete season. It is. No. They did allow Dave Filoni to go back and reanimate and finish the episodes, because when the show was canceled, they did have season 7 completed, as far as written out, and then they had like half-rendered episodes.
Anakin. I know Toydarians.
But like the Bad Batch, which is the first 4 episodes in this new season, that was already out on YouTube. Like I had seen that years ago.
Sure.
Cavalry has arrived.
After the Clone Wars was canceled, but it was nice to see it finished.
The cavalry has arrived.
It is a shortened season. I believe it's 12 episodes was the total.
Correct.
There's 4 episodes of the Bad Batch, and then they reintroduce Ahsoka Tano, and then they finish it with an Ahsoka Darth Maul storyline for the final 4 episodes, which...
The big surprise in this for all of us, and I don't think anybody was necessarily, is they actually go into Order 66 and post Order 66. I'll leave it at that. There's an incredible ending to this, but I don't want to give it away. But I think to me, in all of this, that was my big surprise. Like, oh, we're going to actually tell it from Ahsoka's view, Order 66.
Well, that was always the frustration when the show was canceled, is what happened to Ahsoka, what happened to Rex. There was always these lingering questions out there, and this does do a great job of
It does a great
tying
job,
this
and it should also be recognized that this actually retells a little bit of canon. In the Ahsoka Tano novel, that kind of told that story, there is, it tells a story of Ahsoka and Rex, and I don't want to give anything away, actually, but I will say it is different, and this has been said to be the new canon, but it does change that story. It's
got Dave Filoni attached to it, so of course it's canon. So
yes,
whatever
as it should
Dave
be.
Filoni tries saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're big fans of the Clone Wars, I would highly recommend, if you've not watched the new season yet, to definitely, I would say, go check out the Son of Dathomir comic book. It's only a four-part story, very quick read, but it'll help you understand as to where Darth Maul is at this time, because it is kind of confusing. When the last time you saw Darth Maul before the series was canceled on Cartoon Network, the Emperor was shocking him, Palpatine at the time, and then you were just kind of left thinking that Darth Maul was either captured or died, and then he just pops up again in this season. So there is a comic book storyline that was supposed to be Clone Wars episodes, but when it got canceled, they moved it over to comic book. But I would highly recommend reading that first, just so you understand
there's also
why he's where he's at.
a story of Ventress out there that's really important, and a phenomenal comic book story as well.
One thing I will say, as far as disappointment in this series, in the finished episodes, is there is that still pre-rendered short out there of Cad Bane and Boba Fett, where they face off, and you find out how Boba Fett gets a dent in his helmet. I was really hoping...
You know, it's funny. You're right. I completely forgot about that. I don't know.
I was really looking forward to that.
It probably didn't fit the pacing, and it really doesn't fit the kind of the 3 or almost 2 stories that are set up in this. So I understand that, but man, I would have taken an oddball short.
There's definitely a roller coaster approach in these 12 episodes. I did really enjoy the Bad Batch. I gotta say the middle 4 episodes with Ahsoka Tano seemed about 2 episodes too long.
It felt like filler. There was really no substance to it. It's kind of like the 4 droid episodes.
There's minor hints in there. There are things that are important, but a 2-parter would have covered what the points they wanted to get across.
Or what Ahsoka was doing at that time, which I think is the story.
Because you do see her start to bend and not make the choices Jedi would make. In that story, but there
is a lesson in there that she garners from that.
It just takes too long, though. It just took way too long.
Yeah.
But the final 4 episodes of this season, I think, are the best of all Clone Wars.
Absolutely.
It blows away, and like what Jeff alluded to,
it's at least the finest 4-episode arc in the entire series. I think there's other really incredible episodes.
And that speaks volumes, because Clone Wars had some amazing story arcs before, but these final 4, it's amazing how it runs parallel to episode 3. So it's really cool to see how they run them in line to where it's down to the second where you will see the Jedi Council having their meeting.
I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi.
And then, like, as they end their meeting, which is what you saw in the movie, Ahsoka Tano walks in.
You don't realize that she was actually there for the meeting.
So it's a whole different perspective of what's going on while Order 66 is being done. It is amazing. And one of the things I really wanted to point out to this is the attention to detail that they gave, and I'm really proud of Disney for going the extra step. They actually brought Ray Parks back in and motion captured him for the lightsaber fight as Darth Maul. So when you see Darth Maul fighting in this story, it's actually Darth Maul fighting.
It's incredible, actually. And the animation, I think, is going to help tell a story for future Star Wars animation. That scene is incredible.
Oh man, it's so fluid, the lightsaber fight, because that was always the criticism of Clone Wars, is that the lightsaber fights seem too choppy. Completely smoothed it out, worked out all the kinks in this. In fact, the animation of this was done so well. They have said the sequel animated story to Rebels, they're going to stick to the Clone Wars animation.
Sure.
So what you see in this final
Which
season
is
of Clone
telling
Wars,
to the fact
they
that you
will
could
keep.
tell that Disney, this is in a way was probably some test runs with Dave Filoni and Disney, and in a future animation is going to take place with Star Wars.
And it was a budget. They didn't, honestly, Disney was pretty stingy, and they did not give a big budget for Rebels, oddly enough. But I think based on that success and then all the fan outcry for Clone Wars, I think they spent some extra on Clone Wars, and I think they're seeing it pay off.
Absolutely, they are
now.
You know.
So if you've not watched the final season of Clone Wars, or if you've never watched Clone Wars, start from season 1. I'm telling you, the show is amazing. We've already said that before in previous episodes, but this final season, we just wanted to touch on it to say it solves every problem or every concern any Clone Wars fan had about the show being canceled. It pulls through.
It does.
Definitely, we just wanted to give a big kudos to Disney Plus for bringing the Clone Wars back. We
Absolutely.
can't thank you enough
No.
because that was an amazing final season, even with that 4-part middle.
Yep.
I highly recommend. I say watch it, Jeff.
I'm a huge watcher. Come
yes,
on.
of course. How can you say no to Clone
No,
Wars?
exactly.
And Dave Filoni. I think that's number 119.
And
I've
I'm
mentioned
sure
him.
you covered that.
Yes.
Yes.
You want to do some Be Kind Rewind?
Yep. Just want to get a slight background how this works. Rob and I talk about episodes beforehand, and then Rob will say, hey, have you seen this? And I'm like, no, I'm going to take a look at it. This was one of those incredible surprises to me.
You had never
And
seen it?
I had never seen it. What we're talking about is Multiplicity with Michael Keaton.
Yes, this is a Harold Ramis classic. And
Which,
fans
you know,
of,
it's funny, I have to be honest. I saw that when you gave it to me. Like, when I saw it and I looked it up, you're like, watch this. It's like, oh, this can't be bad.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's always putting out some fantastic comedies. They're just lighthearted and easy watches. And Multiplicity, to me, falls right under that scope of film. It's just an easy watch. There's nothing too complicated about it. It's one of those, I rate movies to where it's like you have your suspense, action that you always want to see, and then I call these movies my stay-at-home sick from school movies.
You know, it's yeah,
easy.
interesting. Yeah, I love those style of movies.
Yes.
I don't like. Sometimes I just don't want deep. Sometimes I just want to sit and enjoy it. And this is exactly, Rob. You hit the nail on the head. This is one of those movies.
It's an easy watch, and I gotta say, I honestly, I feel like this one went too far off the radar because I do think Michael Keaton, who stars in this film, deserves so much credit for his acting in it. It is one of those where
it's incredible. Absolutely.
yeah, but this is the premise of the film is Michael Keaton. He's like a foreman for a construction crew, highly stressed, trying to juggle the work aspect that's just overtaken his life and his wife, trying to keep things together at home. While he's on the job, he's stressed out, and the scientist approaches him and notices he's stressed, and he says, "Have you ever thought of that? I feel like you could use some help," and basically takes him and clones him, so that way he can have somebody. He can stay at home. His clone can go do all the construction work.
Sure.
To free up the time. The best aspect of this is that's not enough for him. He then starts realizing home is too much work, so he goes back to the doctor, gets cloned again, so somebody can be at home, somebody can do work, and he can go on vacation. And then it snowballs once more after that to where the clones realize they're a little busy. They need some help with where they're living, so they go to the doctor pretending to be the first one and get clone number 4, but a copy of a copy never really turns out as good.
Is he safe with that razor? I mean,
Yeah, we take the blade out.
The highlight of this is each clone is like a different part of like personality. Like
Sure.
the first clone that he made is the rough, tough, like go to work.
you know how long I wanted to fire Vic? I was just always too much of a wimp to do it.
And then the third clone is like the Susie homemaker,
Yes.
like loves being at home and just loves cooking.
On one side like that, make sure we're even, and then I fold once. I fold twice, or 3 times, whatever you need to fold it.
And then
The
their
Mr.
clone,
Mom.
yes, the Mr. Mom.
Mr.
Oh,
Mr.
very
Mom,
good.
yes.
And then the clone that they make off themselves is just like just basically not all there.
Yeah, how about rule number 1? Steve, what's rule number 1?
Hey, Rain Man, run back in there and floss yourself, buddy, all right?
Yes.
And it's just hilarious. But it is fantastic to watch Michael Keaton play all 4 characters in the same room.
Again, and it's one of those things. Like I mentioned, you look back at, you don't realize the acting chops this guy has.
Oh no, he's amazing.
He really is.
And I gotta say, the movie's made in 1996, and even the special effects in this time, because all 4 of them are in the room constantly.
Sure.
they still hold up pretty
They
well
do.
today. I mean,
They do. No,
there's some
yes.
parts we can kind of see, but there's a lot of interaction between 4 Michael Keatons in this where it looks like they're all right there.
And it's one of those things where you mentioned that, and I don't think I put a lot of thought into it, but I didn't put a lot of thought into it when I was watching it. So I wasn't critical of it. I fell
Nothing
into the
stood
movie.
out that you
Nothing
thought it was
stood out
special
with
effects.
No, it was just, but it's like one of those things that wasn't,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, they did a great job with the special effects. I remember it being pretty groundbreaking at the time, when the movie was coming out, that how well they had blended this in. And Harold Ramis was always pretty good at that, with blending some special effects in his film and tying it in.
Incredible. I did want to touch on this. I was incredibly surprised by the actors and actresses in this film.
It's a good cast.
It's an incredible cast. Eddie McDowell at probably her prime. She's still an amazing actress, but damn, that's all I'll say. Yeah.
No, she did great as, she's Michael Keaton's wife in this, having to try and sort out between who's who. She doesn't know that she's dealing with a different clone, because obviously when he's out for the day, he comes home and taps out, the home clone to tell him to go out in the garage, and then he comes home and goes to bed, but realizes he doesn't know anything that's going on during the day. And there's some really good humor in this movie. I get, like I said, it's an easy watch. It's a fun watch. And something that we want to highlight is it's on Tubi right now, which is a free streaming app where you can get free movies and TV shows. So I would download the Tubi app if you don't already have it. I gotta say, Multiplicity would be definitely worth your time.
You're literally taking
2
minutes to download the app. This movie is absolutely worth it.
Yes, hilarious film. You won't be disappointed. And if you watch it or you have seen it and you think we're wrong, let us know below. We'd love to hear from you in your comments if you thought this was worth a watch or not. If you liked it, we want to hear that. If you didn't like it and you think we're crazy, tell us that as well. We get plenty of those.
All the time. Quit stalking me, please. I'm not. Just please.
Social media is a dangerous
God,
place.
I know it is.
You ready for some music?
Heck yeah.
So do you miss your MTV?
I do. Hey, you know what? Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're back, and on this week's segment of I Miss My MTV, I'm back in the driver's chair. It's my pick.
It is.
And it's not Tinder. I will say that right now.
Wait, what?
Curveball. I've got a brand
Canadian
new
band?
artist. No, actually.
No, oh, okay.
An American band straight of the Appalachian Valley of Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Via New York, yes. This is an independent band coming out with, and they've got a new track. I think this is their first release.
Sure.
And it's a very catchy beat. I really enjoy it. The band's called HOKO, HOKO. And the song, big twist, okay, okay.
Okay.
So HOKO, okay, okay.
I love that.
Yeah, all sideways. I've been feeling 'cause I'm all upset now. Hey, what you come to say? Now that I've been waking up like this, and it's true that I ain't felt like this before, and I'm doing it, I'm wanting more. Okay, yeah. I've been feeling down to me, yeah. I'm gonna give it to you now, yeah. Okay, yeah. You've been running around screaming.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. That was HOKO, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you take a look on Instagram for them, like them, and if you saw them from us, let them know where we came from.
Comment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Attack on Show brought us here.
Yeah.
And then also the link to the full track is down below. So when you follow that over to YouTube, you can comment on that as well. But before you click that link, Jeff, what should they do while they're down there?
They should make sure that they're clicking the bell. Because if you don't click the bell, make sure you click the bell. Because if you don't click the bell, like I said before, you're not going to know when we spit out a new episode.
Yes, but you definitely won't know if you don't subscribe. So you're going to want to click that subscribe button as well, because we're pumping out content.
Yeah, and you absolutely hit the like. You know what? It helps us, and it lets other people know that people like us.
Yes, share it. Tell your friends.
Absolutely.
Make your mom share it.
Yeah.
She's all over social media. Just tell her it's a political post.
Oh. Oh, well played.
Oh, yeah.
Well played.
Yeah.
Nice.
Everybody, thank you for watching. As always, I'm Robbie.
And I'm Jay Marsh.
And this is
Attack on Show.